Shalom, brothers and sisters. So let's talk depopulation for a minute. And then again, we'll look at a couple of stories that have come out surrounding this so you can see how serious they're taking this. And this is not even factoring in your everyday poison in your water and your food and all sorts of things like that, and just generally confusing people and having them mutilate themselves and then want to die. This is just straight up euthanasia that we're going to look at. Assisted suicides in California have surged by 63% after lawmakers drastically shortened the waiting period. Now, we've seen this in other countries already. They say that the waiting period used to be 15 days and has now been dropped to 48 hours. It's no wonder the number of assisted suicides have soared. The 15-day cooling off period is gone, and most Med-Cal patients cannot even get a mental health consult in less than 72 hours. But within 48 hours, you can go for euthanasia. So instead of wasting our time and letting us try and help you with a mental illness, just kill yourself. That's the message that they're sending straight up there. WEF has already declared, and we've covered this as well, that it is good for the planet if more and more people die and if the births taper off, because great for climate change repair. We are the carbon they are reducing. Woman can't pass acting course exam and ends up getting euthanized. Now, it's a dramatic headline they've got here, but it ties together and it's really quite sad. Listen to this. A 24-year-old woman in Belgium has been approved for euthanasia due to severe depression. According to Nieuwsblad, Ellen Verwijt said her fear of never being successful in theatre led to her depression. 6 years ago, she took a drama course for which the entrance exam was too difficult. A year later, I played in a play, and that's when I felt how much I would like to do that. But the realization that I could never do it as a job made me very unhappy, and that feeling remained. 3 years into her depression, she applied for euthanasia. It was approved this year by 2 psychiatrists and a doctor. Since then, I've been saying goodbye. For many people, it's strange. I will never see them again. It remains strange, but it doesn't scare me off. Since euthanasia was legalized in 2002, 27,000 people have been killed in Belgium, and the number continues to rise. In 2022, euthanasia deaths rose by nearly 10% and accounted for 2.5% of all deaths in Belgium. Murder. She is suffering from depression. Depression is very real, but you can be treated and helped. That is what these psychologists and all these specialists and experts are supposed to be doing all along, is to assist people, guide them, help them, bring them through these crises. But instead, kill yourself. Depopulation agenda all over again. Canadian hospitals suggest euthanasia to suicidal woman who went there for help. Catherine Mentler, 37, says she went through a traumatic event earlier this year when seeking psychiatric help at the General Hospital. The doctor suggested the M.A.I.D program, Mutual Assistance in Dying. So she goes for help with what's happening to her. She's not thinking suicide by M.A.I.D, and they immediately push M.A.I.D on her. A doctor who's supposed to be doing no harm. The Globe and Mail reports Ms. Mentler says a clinician told her there would be long waits to see a psychiatrist and that the healthcare system is broken. That was followed by a jarring question: have you considered M.A.I.D? So yes, you need help, you want to see a psychiatrist, it's going to be a long wait, it's really too much trouble, it's too difficult, why don't you kill yourself? In any normal world, this would be shocking, but it's normal every day right now. She was like, I can call the on-call psychiatrist and there are no beds, there's no availability. She said to me, the system is broken. Mentler said she had not considered M.A.I.D, but had considered overdosing on pills herself. The doctor told her attempting suicide on her own could lead to brain damage and harm, But the euthanasia program would be comfortable as a process, and she would be sedated. Don't kill yourself. You could do it wrong. Let us kill you. We can do it so nicely for you. There's the care that was supposed to be there with, let's get you a psychiatrist consult and let's help you. No, we just want you to be comfortable while we kill you. I very specifically went there that day because I didn't want to get into a situation where I think about taking an overdose. The more I think about it, I think it brings up more and more ethical and moral questions around the whole situation. Very much so. It should be obvious by now that they're trying to kill us all off. Last one. Numerous ineligible victims were among the thousands of patients Quebec has euthanized, according to their oversight body. The commission that monitors the practice of state-administered euthanasia in Quebec sent out a memo earlier this month reminding doctors that they are only to help exterminate human beings, who satisfy the province's criteria for M.A.I.D. This reminder was necessary because some doctors have reportedly flouted the rules, euthanizing individuals who couldn't consent, along with patients who were ineligible for other reasons. So good luck if you got a hospital there and they decide they're going to just kill you. Last year, there were nearly 5,000 cases of doctor-assisted suicides in Quebec, which has been touted as the world's euthanasia capital. Canada's state media indicated that by the year's end, 7% of all deaths in Quebec will be the result of doctor-assisted suicide. That's 4.5 times more than Switzerland, 3 times more than Belgium, twice the Canadian national average, according to Dr. Michel Biroux, head of Quebec's Commission on End-of-Life Care, which monitors the practice. We are now no longer dealing with an exceptional treatment, but a treatment that is frequent, they told state media. Bureau's commission has learned that a disturbing number of ineligible patients have recently had their lives snuffed out by physicians. In at least 6 of those cases, patients had not satisfied the criteria for the lethal injection, and in another 3, those exterminated were unable to consent. So they couldn't even say, I would like this. The doctor just decided to kill them. And he'll keep practicing, or she'll keep practicing, because it's normal. They're doing exactly what the evil cable want them to do. Exterminate as many people as possible, depopulate the world. Why? Because a smaller group is easier to control. That is ultimately what this is about. Ultimately. Or as Yuval Noah Harari says, the useless eaters need to be removed. They will all pay for the blood that is on their hands when they stand in front of the judgment throne of God. Keep looking up and keep shining your light. Shalom.